there are some things in this world that we all automatically know is true. Like, you need air to breathe, food to eat, and Griffith is fucking evil. Like, most of us understand that. But then you got dum-dums like this guy. He's the type of individual that would see a polar bear and be like, oh my god, it's so cute and cuddly. Go over to pet it, climb the barrier and all of that shit, and dies. I'm not gonna feel sorry for him. I might even laugh. Because this guy is literally saying that he thinks Griffith is not a bad person. He's not like really a bad guy or whatever the fuck, man. He's basically trying to say that Femto and Griffith are two different people, and that kind of absolves him of a lot of the bad things that happen throughout the show.
Why Griffith and Femto are essentially different characters, and the actions of Femto can't be applied to the nature of Griffith throughout the Golden Age arc. Why Berserk is bad if you disagree with my correct opinion.
It's a very, very stupid argument. But we'll just jump into the comments I left on his video, and y'all tell me if you agree or disagree with my take on this. Here's the comments I left. So I said, Guts is not a good person, but Griffith is far worse, right? Anyone who knowingly defends this monster after he directly affects billions of lives is less than human to me, right? Your argument is flawed beyond imagination. Would it be okay if you and your loved ones were suddenly R-worded and eaten alive by the apostles he chose to let loose into this world? His answer would obviously be no, right? Then shut the fuck up. His reasons before the eclipse does not matter. The negative effects of his decisions on the world and countless innocents is what defines him as an absolutely heinous person. Griffith is pure fucking evil. Your take is the equivalent of saying, let's look into Hitler before he commits his atrocities. I'm sure he's a pretty deep guy hiding behind a mask. I use this example because I really think this is how a lot of these morons really think, right? They think that if you look back at a character or a person before they became a monster, it somehow makes them less of one, which makes no sense at all. Like, it's the same as those people who buy baby tigers and they're like, oh, it's so cute and cuddly, and then it grows up and eats them, right? You think they're thinking back at how cute and all those loving memories? No, they're thinking about, wow, I never thought my neck had so much blood in it. But anyway, listen, let me continue. So the fact that you desperately try to separate Griffith from Femto tells me that you're a overzealous fanboy, not far from the Jeffrey Dahmer simps willing to warp your own view of a monster into something of beauty. Truly miserable are the fools who walk this path just to be consumed by the creatures you praise. Because let's be honest, man, if this guy was to meet, let's say, Griffith or whatever, let's say he was isekai'd, he ain't lasting long. One of the very apostles that Griffith brought into this world would probably have this guy as a snack, and it ain't gonna be pretty, and if I saw it, I'd probably laugh. He replied and he says, me when no argument. Either debunk my arguments as to why Femto and Griffith aren't the same person, or fuck off.
I'm nothing but an embarrassment as a man.
Alright, so I guess he tries to troll, but I basically just came back with more facts, because I think facts always wins over this bullshit nonsense idea. I get that he's trying to paint himself as a troll, but bro, you made a 32-minute video defending this character. You ain't trolling, and you ain't fucking getting away by saying that it's just a troll. You're a moron. But anyway, love the way you ignored everything else I said just to harp on an equally flawed and irrelevant point. But I'll humor your delusions just to prove you're as big of a loser as I already suspected. Let me break this down slowly so that chicken sandwich of a brain you've got there can comprehend. Griffith cannot become Femto without sacrificing everyone close to him. That choice was ultimately his to make down to the very last second. He made the choice. There's no ifs or buts about this. He made that choice when he was human. I don't give a fuck what you say. He is bad. At that point, when you sacrifice all of these people who loved you for power, for your own ambitions, you are an evil person, right? What? But anyway, he condemned his family and subsequently the world into a hellish nightmare that cost the lives of millions, if not billions. Now, I don't want to get into too much spoilers just in case anyone hasn't read the manga, but he did something that affected the entire world. It caused a lot of people to die, a lot of people that we don't get to see. Once you hear it's on a global scale and you imagine that, whoa, what about all the other people around the world that didn't expect this particular thing to happen? And it happens. They have no defense against it. They have nobody like guts around to save them. Like, come on, right? So millions, if not billions, of people have been dying to apostles and mythical creatures and all this crazy nonsense. But people like this dumbass continue to defend him. But anyway, but you already know this. You just don't care to admit it because you're truly a fanboy and it's painfully obvious. Like, yo, this type of guy, bro, they kind of dangerous, man. You insult Griffith to their face, they might swing. I mean, I'd probably knock them the fuck out, but it would be funny. They're unstable, they really are. Anyway, Griffith and Femto are one and the same, right? Altered by the Baelit, but still the same individual, minus some emotions. To say he's not the same person is to shit. It is really to disrespect and shit on Kentaro's masterfully done writing, bro. It really is. That's anyway, here's what I mean by that. Griffith gave into his ambitions many years ago, meaning that he has been sacrificing men that he's collected for his ambitions for years before he even met Guts. Even if he didn't meet Guts, the eclipse was still going to happen and he would have still done the exact same thing, right? The plan was set from since he was a kid. He made up his mind since he was a kid. The fuck is wrong with you? What have you been paying attention to? Or have you just been so enveloped by this character and his looks, which is what I'm assuming, that you forget all logic? This is the same as those dumbass R. Kelly fans to this day who claim that he still did nothing wrong. Let's continue. The eclipse would have happened anyway, then he would have gladly piled up the bodies of everyone who loved him that he owned. That's a very, very important line I wrote there. All of those people, they loved him, but he owned them. He didn't love them back. He owned them. That's what it was. The relationship. Yes, he cared for them, but he mainly owned these people. These people were just bargaining chips. They were just material to be used, right? That's all it was. But anyway, so let me continue. You do not understand what is right in front of you. To say Griffith is not responsible for his actions due to being a different person or whatever argument you're making, right, is to say the same for every apostle throughout the manga. So you trying to tell me all of these freaks of nature that did these atrocious things you would forgive? Would you forgive them? Weren't you cheering when a lot of these guys died, right, because of how evil they were? The only difference is they're not as good looking as Griffith. The only difference is they don't have a master plan going on, right? You have a bullshit argument, man. The truth is, you're nothing but a Ganon level obsessed Griffith fanboy. And that's what I really think it is. I think that it's something along the lines of that. You know how some of these individuals get a little too attached to these fictional characters. And I think that's what this is. It's just everyone who defends Griffith is really something's wrong with you, bro. Like you're not thinking about what has actually happened and how you would feel if it affected you or anyone you cared about, right? So that's where the fantasy stops for y'all, right? Y'all just continue to idolize these characters. It's fine if you like the character, that's fine. I like Griffith for what he did for the story. He pushed the story forward in a very dark and twisted way, right? Doesn't mean I support the character, right? I think the character is cool, the design is cool. I think that, you know, they went with this, you know, he's always like basked in light. And someone pointed this out to me, that Kentaro basically said that when he drew Griffith, he tried not to use much shadows, so he would seem as pure as possible. And I thought that was, wow, that's fucking amazing. It's only as he mentioned it, I really saw it in the manga. I was like, whoa, that is dope. That is really fucking dope. Does it mean I defend the character though? Fuck no, man. Griffith is a monster. He deserves death. He deserves death. It's sad that we may not get to see that happen, or the person who picks it up might be one of these fucking losers that overly supports an absolutely evil piece of shit like Griffith, and they might give him a forced happy ending, or he was always good all along, some type of nonsense like that. I think that would be very disappointing if they continue the manga and they decided to go that way. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all agree with what I had to say about this character? I really hope you do. If you don't, go fuck yourself, please. Right? Like, seriously, because nobody else ain't doing it, obviously. Anyway, listen. Most of the stuff I said in this video was jokes. Right? You really have to suck as a person to support a character like that. Right? That's the same as saying Ramsay Bolton or King Joffrey didn't do anything wrong. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Like, subscribe. If y'all are really into shows like, into manga like Berserk, I definitely think you're gonna love Ascension when it drops. It is gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be as good as Berserk. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm on the same level as Kentaro. Like, that guy was just he was a legend. He was really and truly a legend. And these dumbasses out here trying to disrespect his work pisses me off a bit. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video, man. Later.